Regular council meeting. Joe will call order.
Councilman Dean.
Here.
Councilwoman Brown.
Here.
Councilman Tatum.
Here.
Vice Mayor Finch.
Here. Tonight we'll have invocation, and we have Councilman Dean. Would everyone please stand?
Will you join me in prayer? Father God, Lord, thank you, Lord, for a wonderful day, for a beautiful day here in Del City. Thank you for all the many blessings that you've given to us, all of our many neighbors and communities and businesses. Lord, we want to pray for those in need, and also pray for our mayor that he gets healthy and back with us quickly. And Lord, we want you to be with us during this meeting to help us do what's right for the city of Del City. In Jesus' name, amen.
Tonight we're going to start our council off with a couple of proclamations and recognitions, and we will ask Councilwoman Claudia Brown to read the Constitution Week proclamation.
I'll be honored. Whereas the Constitution of the United States of America, drafted in 1787 and ratified in 1788, remains a cornerstone of our nation's democracy and governance, and whereas Constitution Week provides an opportunity to reflect on the enduring priceless enshrined in our Constitution, including liberty, justice, and the rule of law, and whereas the Constitution continues to inspire and guide generations of Americans in the pursuit of the more perfect union, guaranteeing our freedoms and protecting our rights, and whereas the observance of Constitution Week allows us to celebrate the wisdom of our founding fathers and the enduring legacy of our constitutional governance. Now, therefore, I, representing Floyd Eason, Mayor of Del City, do hereby proclaim September 17th through the 23rd of 2024 as Constitution Week, and call upon all citizens to observe this week with appropriate ceremonies, activities, and educational programs to honor our Constitution and the millions of Americans who have upheld its principles throughout our nation's history.
Thank you, Claudia. Next, we'll do the POWMIA recognition proclamation by Councilman Scott Tatum.
Whereas throughout our nation's history, courageous members of the United States Armed Forces have been taken as prisoners of war, enduring unimaginable hardships and sacrifices in service to our country. And whereas countless servicemen and women have gone missing in action, their fate unknown, but their bravery and dedication to duty forever remembered by a grateful nation. And whereas on this day, we solemnly acknowledge the profound debt of gratitude we owe to all prisoners of war and those missing in action, as well as their families who have endured uncertainty and loss with unwavering strength and resilience. And whereas it is our duty as a nation to honor the selfless service and sacrifice of these brave individuals, to ensure their stories are never forgotten, and to strive for the fullest possible accounting of all missing service members. Now, therefore, Floyd A. Eason, Mayor of the City of Del City, does hereby proclaim September 20th, 2024 as Prisoners of War Missing in Action Recognition Day, and call upon all Americans to observe this day with appropriate ceremonies, activities, and remembrance to honor our POWs and MIAs, to express our heartfelt gratitude to their families, and to reaffirm our commitment to never cease efforts to bring all missing service members home.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Claudia. Next is our public input. Take in mind, when you come up, you have 5 minutes. Hello, please state your name and your address. Okay.
There we go. Bobby Reynolds, 4633 Southeast 24th Street. I have had a ongoing problem with the police department running a stop sign at 24th and Bickey. I have 2 instances that I have provided, and they've both been sustained. I made a report after the first one where I spoke with a Captain Shear. I told him about what happened. I explained, and I actually asked him as well what the current process is, as well as what goes on with the police. He explained it, and he also said that he runs stop signs all the time, and laughed about it as if it was funny. And then he said, it's not like we sit at the end of your street and watch you all the time. I made an IA report about this, where I listed a witness, and there was an investigation done, and it was found as not sustained. They never inquired about this witness. They never called him, and I can call him right now so you can hear his statement. And he will also make a statement on the record as well that this did happen. Is that okay with you? Can we do that?
We can't do that right now.
Well, I mean, it's going to be their word against mine, and they've already found it as not sustained. And this is an ongoing problem of where I feel that I'm in danger because I've already notified everybody at this board except for you, and you guys, and you, sir. I've notified them too. I've notified the chief, and I've notified Officer Cowden. I don't know where he is. I don't know what he looks like. And they just don't care. I've contacted Andy Fugit, and he told me to contact the district attorney. The district attorney said to contact the AG. The AG said there's only 2 people that investigate all claims against police departments in the state of Oklahoma. That's it. They said it would take 2 weeks to even see it, and it would take months before anything happened. This is happening right now. I have 2 more videos of the police running that sign. I have a school bus that has ran that sign, and nobody is stopping them. There is no police. I have actually asked the city manager, and he said that he would step up enforcement. That was on the 28th, and on the 1st of September, an officer ran it again. Just blew right through it. He's seen the video. I've provided it to him, as well as her, and also them as well. And I have 2 more videos that I haven't submitted because they're not stopping. And it's obvious that the captain of the watch he runs them all the time anyways, as he admitted to me. I would really like somebody to actually talk to this witness. I went up to the police department today to try to find if there was a call record. There is not, as I was told. So it's basically, they just interviewed themselves and found no wrongdoing. And this is an ongoing problem, especially in Old Town. And that's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you, sir. Is there any other public input? Hello, sir. Would you please state your name and your position for the city?
Oh, it's on.
For the change.
Joshua Schultz. I live at 4321 Spiral Drive, and I am the executive director at the Del City Chamber of Commerce. Well, on a lighter note, we have our annual auction coming up here on the 26th of September. We're looking forward to having the council there and, of course, members of our city staff, and so it's going to be a fun time. Our sponsors are Integris Community Health Center, SSM Health, and Watco. And so it is going to be a fun time. It's rodeo themed, so be sure to put your hat, your boots, get your bandana out. It is rodeo season in Oklahoma, so we kind of went along with that, and so it's just going to be really exciting. So that's next week. Doors open at 5:30 at the community center, and we will begin dinner at around 6:15. Live silent auction will close at 7, and then we'll probably go into to the silent auction. There will be a raffle for a cooler full of beer, and also, of course, our last card standing. So that's always exciting. So be sure to be there. I would also like to say thank you to JD. This morning I got to my office and I had no power or air conditioning. I am not the person that likes to be without air conditioning, so I let him know, and Public Works came out there, Steve came out there and got OG&E, and so they were able to put power back into our office. I guess one of the fuses in the pole exploded or something overnight or something that they said, and so they had to go in there and replace that. So I appreciate you guys for getting that done for me. Next up is we have a new thing that we're going to be doing. So we'll be doing a fishing clinic. This is open to our families out here in the Del City community and the surrounding area. We'll be doing that on October 26th from 9 to 12. That'll be at Eagle Lake. I know I've talked to JD and of course Kyle and Kelly about trying to highlight Eagle Lake. I know it's something that we've been heavily focused on and trying to improve and make sure that it's a hot spot here in Del City. It is a diamond in the rough, and it's something that should be utilized. It can be utilized. We just got to put in that effort and start doing stuff there. And so we'll be hosting that along with the Department of Wildlife. They'll be bringing in all the stuff, so they're going to be stocking the pond sometime that week. They'll also be bringing out fishing poles, bait. Jones Bait Shop said he'd come out there and donate some bait for the kids to use. So you won't need a fishing license. You'll be able to come out there. It's only going to be $10. We basically are saying $10 per parent. We're not going to really charge the kids as much because I know some families may have more than one child. So we're just going to do $10 per parent. That way some of our families that may not be able to have that financial, that might invest in that, be able to just pay one lump sum. The Del City High School baseball team will be out there volunteering with us, so some of the donations will go to the baseball team, and as well as some of that money will go back as a donation to Eagle Lake to start putting some of that investment back into to that area.
Josh, it's a catch and release program, right?
Yes, so it will be catch and release. From 9 to 12, you will not need a fishing license, so they will waive that. Of course, kids don't typically need one, but the state said as long as they're there from 9 to 12, if they want to stay after that time, they will need to secure a fishing license. They will be there in case they want to do it with them, and they can go through the process of getting them their fishing license. I have mine on my phone. It's an app, and it's pretty smooth. So they'll be there to be able to provide that if people want to stay and fish after. We're kind of hoping that this kind of grows into something that we can provide for the community and kind of drive people here to Del City and see where this goes. I've contacted all of our elementary schools, our middle school, and our high school, and a few of them are sending it out to their parents, to their students, and their staff to be able to bring kids out there. And I know that our community health center is going to sponsor some kids to come out there from the Highland Park area to be able to come out there and learn how to fish. We want to give this an opportunity. It's a hobby, it's something fun, and it might be able to get some of those families out who want to kind of do something. It's the weekend, we're right into fall, it's that good kind of weather, and it just gets people out in our community.
Sounds fun.
Yes, and of course, thank you to Mike Hatfield. He helped make that connection with somebody at the Department of Wildlife to be able to do this. And so it's something fun that we're doing. And of course, I've been talking with the city about some other events that we kind of want to put on that starts to highlight to Del City better and supports our businesses. I'm open to any questions, comments, or concerns.
Director, what was the date on that again?
So for the fishing clinic, it'll be October 26th, and that'll be 9 to noon. That is also the same day as the Toy Expo, but the crowds are obviously going to be different for that. But we'll also be promoting that at the fishing in case anybody wants to go over by the community center and be there for that. And then, of course, right after our auction on the 28th, and I think Fred Mendoza will speak a little bit more on that, we'll be having our second annual Family Fiesta, so be sure to be there. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's something that it highlights, as we saw when we were doing our comprehensive plan, about 15% of our population now is Hispanic, and it's continuing to grow. And so probably, I guarantee, in 20 years, you're going to see it be a larger chunk, and we're already the largest ethnic minority in the state. So it is a good thing that we're doing that in Del City, highlighting a good member of our community and being able to do that. So be sure to be there. Anything else?
Yes, Director, one more question. Will there be poles available, or shall we bring our own fishing poles?
If you have your own, you're more than welcome to bring them, but you do not need to have them Department of Wildlife is providing everything. So they'll have staff there. Some of those high school students, the baseball players will be there just to make sure people are staying in line and not, but they will have poles, they will have bait, lures, all that kind of stuff, and they'll be training the kids. I'm not sure how many they're going to bring. Right now you can go on our website and go on there. It will be released tomorrow on our Facebook. And basically you can go on there, you can pay on our website, and that'll kind of get us an RSVP of about how many people, and then we'll send that to the Department of Wildlife, and they'll kind of gauge what they need to bring out there for everybody.
Is there a prize for the biggest fish?
There is not. We hope to grow it. Department of Wildlife doesn't tend to like prizes when they host an event. What we're hoping in the future, and it's something that we've always talked about for years, is, I've heard people do fishing tournaments or anything at Eagle Lake. We hope that this grows into that. We'll keep the clinic, but hopefully maybe eventually, as we get Eagle Lake more invested in, we can turn this into also a fishing tournament where we can have prizes. I know there's a few professional anglers here that live in Del City, and I know that's something the state has been heavily pushing, and so we might be able to get some of that investment from tourism. The other day when I was at the Capitol, our Lieutenant Governor has been very pushing fishing and fishing tournaments, so he's very interested if we ever decide to go that route and trying to host something here at Eagle Lake.
Nice, thank you, Josh.
Thank you. Thursday? This Thursday? Oh, yes, thank you. This Thursday at 8 a.m. at Sunny Lane Methodist Church will be our coffee connection. We will be they're heavily involved in our community. They've been helping our high school. They sponsor the band and provide them food at all the football games. And so if you haven't been able to meet Pastor Adam Young, you need to. He's a great man. He's been trying to, ever since he got here, he came out there and met with me and got involved. And so we're super excited. So they're hosting our Coffee Connection this week. And so be sure to be there and come. I heard they're providing some breakfast. So you will even be fed in more ways than one if you want to be. Alrighty. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hold up, because I know I'll get in trouble if I don't mention this. DelQuest is coming up. There's so many things that happen in the fall, it just all runs together. DelQuest is going to be the 20th through the 22nd. The 21st, that Thursday, starting at 6 p.m., we will be doing our leadership dinner as we normally do at the community center. So you all will be invited. The first week of October, I will send an official invite to all of you on the council and to be able to send that out. It's a great opportunity for these kids. We get 20 students from Del City High School, Cristo Rey, Destiny Christian, and Christian Heritage. They go with our police department, fire, Tinker, and they get to experience a lot about what goes on in the city and the state and the federal government and try to understand different types of leadership. And so they kind of bond together. It's really great. You get students from all different walks of life, different types of schools, public, private, homeschool, and it's just a great opportunity for them to kind of grow into their leadership skills. I've talked to former mentors, and they said that their students still reaches out to them 10, 20 years later, keeping up and inviting them to things. So it's a great opportunity not only for those that are going to be in the program, but for our mentors, because they get an opportunity to invest back into that next generation of leaders. So be sure, if you want to come out, we'll send out that official schedule, and if you want to come out to any of the things that we're doing, you'll be more than welcome to. Tinker will be probably the only one that's kind of cut off for if you don't have base access, but for all the other events, when we're at police, when we're at fire or anything like that, you're more than welcome to come out and hang with the kids and do stuff. But that night of the 21st is our night where we ask you to be there, because they learn how to introduce themselves to people, pass out business cards, and so it's a great opportunity for them to actually know those skills. And we also train them how to set a table. So also, it's the best thing is when the kids learn how to set a table, and when one of the adults doesn't know how to do the table thing. So it's always they always start correcting them and be like, hey, actually you're supposed to use this. So it's a great time. And so be sure to be there. Did I forget anything else? Anybody? We're good? All righty. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Is there any other public input at this time?
Pardon? You have an event coming up, right?
Well, next one.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay. Is there any council input at this time? Councilman Tatum?
I just wanted to mention that the city manager and I had the opportunity to visit Complete Land Sculpture at Reno and Sunny Lane. It's one of our newest businesses here in Del City, and they were very pleasant, very inviting. Some great folks down there. If you have an opportunity to stop in, check them out. I mean, they offer some really good services down there, and I think they would like to see our city involved down there. So if you have a chance, anyone, stop in and say hello to them.
What's the name again?
Complete Land Sculpture. It's just north of Reno on Sunny Lane. It's that new, modern-looking building.
Something else, but now
Yep.
Councilwoman Brown?
Yes, I have given some things to our city manager, and I also just wanted to mention that I went to, city manager and I went to Oklahoma Municipal League Conference down in Tulsa, and it was very beneficial. We got to meet a lot of great people. Be prepared, staff and team, because I've got a lot of people that I met that I want you guys to meet, because Del City has got a really, really great reputation, believe it or not, you guys. You guys were doing really good. Everybody had great things to say about our city manager and just about the growth in Del City that people are seeing and recognizing. So I want to applaud just all of our city and all of our city staff, because we really are making some moves and really doing great. And again, just be prepared, because I do have some people that I want you guys to meet. But other than that, thank you guys for sending the city manager and I to this great event.
Thank you, Claudia. Councilman Dean?
Nothing at this time.
Okay.
Anything from you, Mayor?
I have a big, long list of stuff that I'll turn in later, so. Now that I'm back to driving, I've been driving my ward in the city a lot, so I just got a little notepad in my front seat of my car, and it's good. Next, city manager report.
Okay, so a couple of things to piggyback on what Councilman Brown said. We had a great time at the LML conference last week. In addition to getting our continuing education credits that I need for city manager purposes, I was able to attend 2 specific classes. One was on police planning, and it was we had a city manager that was a former police chief that was kind of giving some best practices and best procedures of how you can move forward as a police department. And as I'm sitting there watching city managers frivolously take notes in this, every single thing he said has either already started or already completed by Chief Berger and his DCPD. So I just wanted to officially thank you for all the hard work and dedication you've done. Now, the end result is you're supposed to take all these documents and you're supposed to have him put it online and have this nice 80-page report. So that's coming tomorrow morning in staff meeting. So I didn't mention that, but just know that's the only other add-on. So I was very excited about that. And then I had to take a code enforcement class, and the same thing I want to reiterate about our code enforcement officers, everyone that is working so hard in code in the development department, and our assistant city manager. Everyone was frivolously taking notes. You have to do this, you have to do this, get with your city attorney, be advised on this, and that is already in the process, or already completed by everything you guys are doing. So I just want to give you guys a hand too. It is so good to see that. So thank you all very, very much. So on that note, the coolest thing about having Councilman Brown there is she's not afraid to talk to anybody, so while she talked, I took the swag off every desk, so I have a nice little bag of swag from everything. So thank you for distracting them while I got the fun stuff. Couple other things, just so that everyone is aware. If you have not seen on the news, Commissioner Carrie Bloomert announced her resignation as our District 1 Commissioner. So that takes place on, that wasn't supposed to be the clapping point, but that works, as of September 30th. So Jim Hightower is not here. I was going to make a notch for his campaign. I guess we're going to have to just surprise him with that at that point. But I want to make sure everyone knows that, so there will be a transition of power going through there and a special election that'll be upcoming. A couple of big reminders: citywide garage sale is Thursday, September 26th through Sunday, September 29th. Permits and signage are free, and Kyle, they're available through our permits office. Fantastic. And then a reminder that this Friday from 9 to noon, we are doing a study session for our city council, and we are going to have ODOT's Trenton January, he's an engineer, coming with us at 10 o'clock to meet to go over all of the potential things happening on Scott Street and Sunny Lane in the coming years. So we're officially opening the meeting, the study session up at 9 and going until noon. That way everybody can come in, get their thoughts on paper, have any conversations with him. But we hit our ODOT up starting at 10 o'clock, and that's open to the public if you all would like to attend. Okay, on to the events. We had a lot of fun events last week. I want to give a shout out about the DC Kiwanis Club did their pancake supper fundraiser last Tuesday. That was awesome, so thanks everyone for attending that. And then Chief Burger, you all did fantastic on your Tip-A-Cop at the Garage Burger. So I do have to say, it's amazing to see those cops. Usually you see them in the, the stern face and in mode, but whenever they get into fundraising mode, they will follow you around with those little cups and whatnot. So yeah, that was interesting. I've never seen the puppy dog eyes come from some of them. So Kelly, come budget time, I can't talk to the PD.
I see those eyes all the time.
A couple of other upcoming things we have. The Del City High School ROTC is hosting their Area 19 manager tomorrow from 8 to 1 o'clock. All of the council is invited to go if you want to see their pass and review happening. They're going to be available with events all the way from 8 a.m. until 1 o'clock in the afternoon if you all can make that. In addition to that, the ROTC is doing the Running the Game Day football to Rose Field on the 20th from 3:30 to 4:30, where they're going to take the ball and have an escort from the high school and run it all the way to Rose Field. Chief, is that right? So we're excited about that. So also our Mid-Del rivalry takes place on the 20th, so go Eagles. We have to make sure we say that. We have our upcoming Del City Family Fiesta. I know that Mr. Mendoza is going to speak on that. Have anything else? And last but not least, our Del City Rotary Club is hosting their bike safety rodeo for elementary school students. That'll happen on October the 5th from 9 to noon at the Del City Community Center. And that is all I have. For department head reports, Joe, anything from finance at this time?
Yes, we received our taxes in, and our sales tax is down $9,913.08, which is a decrease of 0.87%. Our use tax is up $2,634.75, which is an increase of 1.61%. The tobacco tax is up $667.45. That is an increase of 9.45%. And our hotel motel is down $1,658.15, which is a decrease of 9.78% compared to this time last year.
Okay. City Attorney, anything exciting happening on your end? Nothing. Okay. Chief Berger? No. Any other department heads? Kyle, would you like to speak? Sure.
Good evening. Kyle Gandy, Economic Development Director, some other stuff. I was not here last meeting, but wanted to update you. I attended the Select Conference on August the 26th and 27th, and the Select Conference is basically Oklahoma's version of a much bigger conference that happens in Las Vegas and happens in Texas. It's where all the economic development directors from all around the state show up. You've got the Department of Commerce, you've got, Thunder, everyone was there. It was really, really cool to be part of a meeting where all of these people that are surrounding us that affect our city, it was nice to have those conversations to be able to get our name out there. So we are one of the newest members of Select, so that was nice. We were inducted last Wednesday. I went to, they have a monthly meeting. I went to that lunch last week and got some really good information on unmanned aerial, basically on drones, and what that industry looks like. We actually are #1 in the nation for drones and drone technologies, so that was really interesting to find out. Our proximity to Tinker makes drones a little bit difficult, but something interesting I found out there. It's a little bit early, but I want to get it on your calendar. So the Del City, the homecoming parade is October the 11th. from 2 to 2:45. I just permitted that as a citizens activity permit. And on October the 26th, from 9:30 to noon, is the Townsend Tiger Trot. I have had several questions about new businesses that are kind of popping up here and there. You see them getting ready to open, they're not quite ready to open, they're in process. I'm going to start presenting to you all, so that way everyone is aware at the same time when these businesses are actually officially open. So we have currently, I can think of at least 5 businesses that are very near to opening. And so as soon as they're done with the process, I'll make sure to let everyone know when that happens. We've got some new development happening over off of Reno and Sunny Lane. That is very exciting. That's going to take a piece of property that we tend to have to ask to get mowed often and turn that into a viable, very large business. Excited about that. All right, so last time I was here, I talked about an event that we were going to have for the brand launch. We have an official date. That's going to be the 12th of November. It's going to be part of the town hall meeting that we're having. So we will have the shirts that the mayor's been asking about. I'll make sure that you all have those before that night so we can all show up and represent the new brand the night of the 12th. So do we have a time for that yet? Is that
6 to 9.
6 to 9. So 6 o'clock on November the 12th is when the brand reveal will happen. I think that's all I have. Any questions for me? All right.
Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other department heads before we move on to the fire chief? Okay, chief, you're up. Never.
So I don't know if I can keep up with Chief Berger, though. I heard his name called like 10 times tonight. Fire department, we've just been super busy. This month we ran 397 calls total, 284 of those medical calls, 5 fires, and then of course our normal mixture of calls in there as well. On the operations side, we finished all of our school fire drills this month and completed all our life safety inspections. Middale did better than they did a few years ago. We're preparing for all of our upcoming promotion tests. Actually, we just finished our captain's promotion last week. We had a great competitive test. Captain Tyler Payne is announced new captain. He's going to be a good one. When I say competitive, we had 4 guys test for captain, and I think there was a 1.5 difference between 1 through 4. So all the guys were very well prepared and ready to go on that. 3 personnel attended Swiftwater Rescue School this last month. All 3 of them completed with certification. Just a few events our operation guys attended. They attended the St. Paul Catholic Church annual fall picnic this month. They also attended a St. Lane Baptist Spaghetti Dinner, community outreach first, and also responder appreciation. They got to attend that. We got to attend a Burger with a Cop. Got to have the cop service food. It was great.
Did they give you puppy dog eyes too?
Yeah, it was awesome. On the administrative side, we're hosting the second OBN narcotics class this October 17th for any city employees who want to attend that. They mainly, OBN Mark Woodard comes over and kind of goes over the newest drug trends that we're seeing, how to treat them, what to look for, that type of thing. We had a operational meeting with Pafford EMS this month as well, just to discuss a few issues and then making sure that we're meeting our minimum staffing requirements there, making sure we're upholding to the contract. Thanks again to the council for approving the Lexipol deal. We're just starting the implementation process with them, and it's going to be great. Last thing, kind of administration, I want to thank Chief Berger for sending over his guys to help us take our fire department photo for the new city website. He sent over the drone guys, and we got some really cool photos of the guys that's going to go on Kyle's website. I know it's going to be awesome. Training division, we completed 493 training hours for all fire personnel. Our training officer, Major Fernandez, has been super busy promotions. Like I said, everybody there is busy with promotions, studying. On the fire marshal's office side, fire prevention, like fire marshals coordinated all school fire drills this month, been very busy with that. Attended the FMEO conference August 20th through the 24th. All of us got to go and do our annual firearms qualifications this month as well. And then on investigations, the Golden Corral arson guy, U.S. attorney accepted federal charges on him, so he's not going to be in our city for a while, so that's good. That's really all I have. Anybody have any?
We saw on Facebook how the firefighters were helping the students with the tire that in the high school parking lot. Thank you all for doing that. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was cool, yeah. Anything else? Questions? Appreciate it.
Thank you, Steve.
And ma'am, that's everything for city manager's report.
Item 6, consent docket. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve the following items by unanimous consent with one motion. Item A, minutes of September 3rd, 2024, regular meeting of council. Approve minutes of the regular meeting of council of September 3rd, 2024. B, budget amendment. Approve budget amendment for fiscal year 2024-2025 as shown in Exhibit A to the council agenda.
I make a motion that we approve A and B as written.
Second?
Any discussion? Take a vote. Councilwoman Brown? Aye. Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes. Item 7, presentation. Fred Mendoza, Del City, second annual Family Fiesta. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve or deny a presentation from Fred Mendoza regarding the Del City second annual Family Fiesta scheduled for September 28th, 2024 at Ray Trent Park.
I make a motion that we approve the approve the presentation.
Second?
Any discussion? Take a vote. Councilwoman Brown?
Aye.
Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes. Come on up, Mr. Mendoza.
Thank you. Thank you. I always appreciate the applause. They say the older you get, the more you tend to like the sounds of your own voice, but I'm going to make this as fast as I can. And that is true, by the way. Mayor, thank you for having me here, council members, Mr. Hawk. I'm really honored to be here, honored in many ways, kind of at a very pivotal point in my life. Last month I celebrated 9 years in remission of stage 4 colon cancer. Thank you, Lord Jesus. A week ago right now I was in ICU following heart valve surgery. As long as they can keep replacing parts, I'm still going to go. So I'm very blessed to be here. Last year, we started an event here in Del City that it has so much tremendous potential, and everything just came together. Everybody came together. The city management, the fire department, the police department, logistics, just everything from preparing the grounds to doing traffic control, and this was a new event for this area, for Del City. I was at a fiesta last night at OCCC, tens of thousands of people there. They had 2 stages. It was a great event. What's developing here in Del City is a recognition of a Hispanic community. Yesterday marks the beginning of a month-long of what is called National Hispanic Awareness Month, created by President Reagan many years ago. It continues. We plan dancing, food trucks, singing, just a very colorful, traditional type, and it's a family event. I certainly don't have any problem with selling beer, but that's not what this is about at this event. It's about just family. And we have Cristo Rey Charter School involved in our support. We'll have just it's the type of event that we're going to, Telemundo, the media station, this has a potential of being one of those regional type events where people come from Oklahoma City, Norman, Edmond, everywhere, come into Del City. So I'm real excited about that. We plan to have the school system involved. I've gotten close to Del City in recent years. I spent 25 years in the music industry in talent management, country music. I managed Leanne Rhymes. I worked with a lot of old rock and rollers, Chuck Berry. I did a lot of stuff. That's when I noticed the camera when she showed up over there. But and my grandkids, my granddaughters are especially impressed. I'm a superstar because I spend a little time working with Taylor Swift. So, I'm on a whole different level with them. But right now I'm their taxi driver. So, life has a way of humbling you. But anyway, I really appreciate what the city management has done. I'm chairman of the Oklahoma Hispanic Institute, chairman of the Governor's Hispanic Council. I came back, retired from music, got involved in politics, which opens a lot of doors for me and the types of things I want to do. Last year at this time, we had the first top 40 Hispanic leaders recognized in Oklahoma City. In April, we did the same thing at the University of Tulsa in Tulsa. We did it again here in April. We recognized top 40 Hispanic leaders. Councilwoman Brown is one of those. This young man over here is one of those. I've known him for a lot of years. I hope you can hold on to him for a long time because he has a lot to do with the bright future of Del City. So having said all of that, again, I just want to express how important it is that this city council has embraced a very positive event. Einstein said everything's about numbers. I've spent 40 years in private business, and it is about numbers, and it's about sales tax. It's about selling products, services. You bring people in, whether it's for a fiesta or a football game, they're going to spend some money, and it turns out to be a good thing. So again, I didn't want to overdo it here, and I can, but I'm not going to. And I appreciate you all very much and your support, and we're looking forward to a great event on the 28th. Thank you.
Mr. Manager, are we going to improve things from last year, use some of our lessons learned and whatever else for like traffic control or?
Yes, on the traffic side of things, on the parking side of things, I've made a few modifications. So I will go ahead and announce it right now that if traffic or the parking is a problem, that's on me because I made some changes to it. So I have a couple of department heads that have advised and advised and advised again. So I'm trying something new here to see if we can keep it a little bit more in the same location. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm very hopeful and very excited.
If we're going to be parking off of Reno again, the problem was it was no signs in between the Tinker Diagonal down
All the way around, right?
Yeah, so that was the problem. So thank you.
Okay, moving on. Item 8, donation, Del City Second Annual Family Fiesta. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve or deny dedicating funds for the Del City Second Annual Family Fiesta hosted by the Oklahoma Hispanic Institute in the amount of $5,000. This event will take place on September 28th, September 28th, 2024 at Raytrent Park from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m.
I make a motion that we approve dedicating the funds and declare a public purpose.
Second?
Any discussion? Take a vote. Councilwoman Brown? Aye. Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes. Item number 9, Citywide Garage Sale 2024. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve or deny holding a citywide garage sale September 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th, and to waive the garage sale permit fees for said weekend. Deny a public purpose. Motion.
I make a motion that we approve and declare public purpose.
Second?
Actually, can we make one modification to that, Mr. Gandy? What do we have? I think we're off by a day.
Yeah, we're off by one day. Can we just modify that to read, to end on the 29th?
I will modify that to end on the 29th, so we are approving for the 26th, 27th, 28th, and 29th, and declaring a public purpose.
Thank you.
Okay. Any discussion? We'll take a vote. Councilman Brown? Aye. Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes. Item 10, contract. First due, Fire Department Incident Reporting and Management System. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve or deny entering into a master service agreement with First Due to become the Fire Department's Incident Reporting Management System for the total amount of $22,445.50. Authorize mayor to endorse. Same.
Perfect.
I make a motion to approve entering into a master service agreement with First Due for an amount of $22,445.50. Authorized mayor to endorse same.
Second. Any discussion? Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Councilwoman Brown? Aye. Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes. Did you have anything on this, E? I'm good.
So what's the reporting requirements? Is there to get into a national database?
Yeah, this is where we report all of every call into our system with. The First Due is a vendor, and our promise, I'm not just looking at ways to spend the city's money on reporting systems here lately. This just so happened to come up around the same time. I know Lexipol was last council meeting, but we have to make a move. The company that we're currently with got bought out by a company that's more of a hospital-based reporting system company, and they've been pushing us to move to this different company, which would have been the same price as this anyway, but without any of the, First Due is more of a fire department reporting-based company. And they're also very compatible with our new police department CAD system. So this will be the first time the fire department actually, where our reporting system is talking to our CAD system, which is huge. Like I said, we had to make the move. I'm just glad that we had another vendor rather than the current vendor we're with going to a hospital-based, more of a fire department-based company.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Item 11, memorandum of understanding, Oklahoma City County Health Department. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve or deny a memorandum of understanding with the Oklahoma City County Health Department to provide physical facilities to support personnel who are providing emergency public health services to designated populations affected by a disaster or declare public health emergency.
Should we have the mayor endorse it, or this doesn't say that?
Really, with this being an MOU, does it need to authorize mayor to endorse, or, okay, please.
Make a motion that we approve the memorandum of an understanding with Oklahoma City County Health Department as written, authorize mayor to endorse same.
Second?
Any discussion?
Z was the, it had down there, it looks like, is it the library? Where are we actually doing this at? At the station?
This is
Fire station or at the,
Yeah, Fire Station 2.
at Fire Station 2?
And just to give you an idea of what this is, I mean, it's mainly just preparing for, the next public health emergency. It's, we're considered a pod, working with Oklahoma City County Health. Considered a pod, which is like point of dispensing medication. And what they'll do is, and kind of like during COVID, all the medication will be dispensed to that location, and all of our city employee family members can come there to get their vaccinations or take their medication depending on what the emergency is. Mainly just to protect, our employees' families, to keep them out of line of, what am I trying to say? Keep them out of line of the public lines so the public lines won't be as big. They've done this with several communities all around the state.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, take a vote. Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Councilwoman? Aye. Chair votes aye, motion passes. Item 12, Memorandum of Understanding, Oklahoma City County Health Department, discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve or deny a memorandum of understanding with the Oklahoma City County Health Department to establish a collaborative effort in the event of a public health emergency whereby appropriate medications are dispensed in a timely manner.
Does this also need the mayor's endorsement?
Yes, please.
I'll make a motion to approve a memorandum of understanding with the Oklahoma City County Health Department to establish a collaborative effort in the event of a public health emergency whereby appropriate medications are dispensed in a timely manner, and authorize the mayor to endorse same.
Second.
Any discussion? Take a vote. Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Councilwoman Brown? Aye. Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Motion passes. Item 13, Tyler Technologies Encode 10 migration. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve with modifications, or deny the purchase of computer software, Tyler Technologies Encode 10 migration. One-time fee of $70,800. Total expense, $70,800.
Make a motion that we approve the purchase of computer software from Tyler Technology for Encode 10 migration with the one-time fee of $70,800.
Second.
Any discussion?
Kelly, just on this one, this will be the migration that'll take a year and a half? Do we have like a timeline?
That's correct. This gets us in line for the migration, which at the earliest will be 12 months from now.
Okay, thank you.
Take a vote. Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Councilwoman Brown? Aye. Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes. Item 14, contract, Tyler Technologies LLC, software as a service agreement. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve with modifications, or deny the software as a service agreement between Tyler Technologies, Inc. and the City of Del City, and cost increase.
Before we move forward, does this require my signature or the mayor's?
Yours would be sufficient.
Okay, so if we can authorize city manager to endorse.
I make a motion that we approve and authorize city manager to endorse.
Second?
Any discussion? Take a vote. Councilwoman Brown? Aye. Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes. Item 15, contract, RK Black for multi-function copiers, printers, and scanners. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve with modifications, or deny entering into a contract with RK Black for multi-function copiers, printers, and scanners, and maintenance services for all city departments. Lease contract, $1,397.05 per month, not to exceed $16,764.60 per year. Maintenance contract, $1,520.73. Quarter, not to exceed $6,082.92 per year, with a total annual contract not to exceed $22,847.52. Authorize mayor to endorse same.
I make a motion that we approve and authorize mayor to endorse the same.
Second?
Take a vote. Councilmember Brown?
Aye.
Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes. Item 16, amendments to Association of Central Oklahoma Government. Amended agreement. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve or deny Resolution 0916-2024 for approval of the May 30th, 2024 amendments to the 1983 amended agreement creating the Association of Central Oklahoma Governments, also known as ACOG.
I make a motion to approve Resolution number 09162024 for approval of the May 30th, 2024 amendments to the 1983 amended agreement creating the Association of Central Oklahoma Governments.
Second.
Take a vote. Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Councilwoman Brown?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes. Item 17, assess abatement costs to property owners. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve and ratify or deny and remove the assessment cost in the total amount of $2,488.16 to property owners for cleanup of property previously abated in accordance with Del City Code Sections 13-106 through 13-114. Item 1, 4112 South
Ma'am, are
Street.
you going to read this as a motion?
I'm sorry?
Are you going to read this as a motion, ma'am? That's, the mayor normally does it as a motion, so we don't have to repeat it once
Okay.
you're done.
I will read this as a motion.
Before we begin, if you can read it as a motion to approve with modifications with the number that we just changed, so everything is on the up and up.
Okay, I will make this.
Sorry, quite a lot in one little spot.
I'll make this a motion to approve with modifications.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Item 1, 4112 Southeast 22nd, Stephen Gillies, in the amount of $419.54. Item 2, 3825 Southeast 15th, Backus Family Partnership LP, $434.77. Item 3, 4729 Crest Place, Estelle Pendergraph, in the amount of $619.54. Item 4, 715 South Sunny Lane, Maharaja Investment LLC, total amount $429.54. Item 5, 3825 Southeast 15th Backus Family Partnership LP, $584.77.
Second.
Take a vote. I vote aye. Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Councilwoman Brown? Aye. Motion passes. Number 18, ordinance vagrancy. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve with modifications, or deny resolution number 1431, amending chapter 13 of the City of Del City Code of Ordinances by adding Article 10, vagrancy, to provide for definitions, prohibitions, and defenses, providing for exceptions, and providing for severability, and authorize mayor to endorse same.
I make a motion that we approve and authorize mayor to endorse the same.
Second.
Any discussion? Nope. Councilman Brown? Aye. Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Councilman Dean? Chair votes aye, motion passes. Right now, I would like to have an adjournment to go to the DCMSA.
I make a motion that we adjourn to DCMSA.
Second?
Take a vote. Councilwoman Brown? Aye. Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Y'all know I don't talk a lot. This is a lot on me.
This is the best meeting ever. What are you talking about? I love it. Feels so good. It's a fresh day. It's beautiful up here.
All right, this is the Del City Municipal Services Authority. Joe, will you please call to order?
Trustee Dean?
Here.
Trustee Brown?
Here.
Trustee Tatum?
Here.
And Chairwoman Finch?
Here. Is there any public input at this time? Seeing none, is there any trustee input?
Yes, over the weekend, I was noticing one of our city trash cans. It was one of the residential ones over on Sunny Lane and 44th Street in Oklahoma City. And whether the trash cans are there or other places, are we collecting those and bringing them back? Or, does Public Works know that they're public property and to get our stuff back?
Like if we're noticing them wandering off?
Yes, and the police, of course, to also, if they notice trash cans walking across into Oklahoma City to as well enforce such a theft of public property.
Yes, we've actually pulled the police department in at times when they try and lock them up. When we find them, we'll collect them.
Okay, manager's report.
Okay, just two things for the MSA. Myself, the Assistant City Manager, and Councilman Dean attended a ComCD update, on the 9th of September to discuss the potential turnpike that may be coming in around the Lake Thunderbird area. That is still very much in its infancy, but it's nice that they're keeping us up to date with all the potential comings and goings, so I really appreciate doing that. And the only other major item I have for the MSA is we have a mechanic level 3 and a mechanic level 1 position open. So if you are a small engine mechanic or a diesel mechanic and you're looking for a wonderful job and a great atmosphere, please apply today. What? Don't do that to me. Okay, Brittany, that was good. And at this time, Brittany, if you want to get up and give your report. We're so glad you're back.
I don't know if I am or not. I'd like to start my report by saying Walter Jacks did not get up and talk about street sweeping this meeting, so we're doing something right.
I'm jealous. The only time I see that street sweeper is it's going down Reno.
Okay. I'm going to bounce around just a little bit. There are some hot topics that have happened in September, even though I'm here giving the August update. So this long sheet of paper, I will not print this every meeting, and this is not the database in its entirety. I just wanted to give you kind of a little sneak peek of what the database looks like for the street department, because this is something new. So as you can see, we are tracking every work order, when it was generated versus when it was completed, where it's at. We did add the ward at your request. I know that Ward 4 hits a lot here. It looks like we love Councilman Tatum more, but it's just because he has Ray Trent Park, so Ward 4 is on here a lot. Our main categories, that is what correlates back to the calendar. And then they have to specify exactly what they did, what time they arrived, and what time they departed for each job. We kind of had a slow start just because this was new, so you'll notice that the first, page of entries, there's some gaps. As they started to become more familiar with the work order process, our information started to become a lot more complete. So we're super excited to see what September looks like. So the first couple of pages is just the regular work orders, and then the last page is just to give you an idea, this is what we're going to call small mowing. Small mowing is areas that they can take care of with a weed eater or a zero turn, and it does not require a tractor. Tractor mowing is going to be its own page. So I've updated the monthly report, and so now whenever we talk about small mowing versus tractor mowing, you can kind of get an idea of what we're talking about. So I'll bounce back over to our August recap. Had another busy month. Our monthly water output did go down 1.40%. Sewer line, they got to 3,193 feet of sewer lines cleaned. We are bringing in an Equip-Op 2 starting tomorrow, who worked here previously and is phenomenal on the sewer line side. So we're really hoping that he's going to embrace the sewer line crew, and these numbers are going to start coming up because we will have someone who can dedicate a lot of attention to the sewer side. Sanitation, we had 160 bulk trash service orders processed, which came out to about 41.5 tons. That puts us at just over 1,300 for the year. We did 7 roll-off rentals. We did have to suspend the roll-off rentals for 2 weeks, I believe, for staff shortages. We are fully staffed back in the sanitation division, so those back are back on track. So down to the street. So they had 38 mowing city property or park or cleanup or improvements. Vice Mayor Finch, I know that you were not here the night that I initially passed out the calendar, so I will just kind of walk you through this list. This is going to be in order of the day of the week. So the mowing city property, park cleanup or improvements, that's our Monday work. Concrete asphalt or special project, that is on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. They did 42 of those. Creek drainage or weed spray, that's Thursdays. We had 22 of those processed. And then Fridays, because that's our half day, that's what we dedicated to street sign repair or replacement or pothole patching, and they processed 36 of those. So the small mowing, they had 59 entries for the month of August. The tractor mowing, they had 21. We were able to get the street sweeper out on all main roads for a total of 16 miles. We had 23 work orders to go out to our parks and empty the trash cans and make sure that those stayed empty. We had 5 entities reported to outside, 5 work orders reported to outside entities. This is something that I felt it was important to start keeping track of because we hit so many other entities in this city, ODOT, City of Midwest City, Oklahoma County, City of Midwest City, Mid-State Traffic. We are also tracking those. That way we know that an issue was reported to us. We know that we reported it to somebody else so that when we follow up with that outside entity, we have that to reference back to. That way we can make sure that we're not taking the approach of not our problem. We can follow up and have that paper trail. They had 6 emergency deployments. As we all know, we had flooding rain, so that's what all 6 of those were. Our upcoming projects, we are looking to try and kind of standardize the winterizing schedule for the city. This is going to be for all city sprinkler systems and the park bathrooms. What we've landed on is everything will be winterized the first week of November through the first week of April. Obviously, Oklahoma weather is crazy. It could be 90 degrees the first week in November, and it could be 20 degrees the first week in April. So this is fluid, and this will change depending on the forecast. I talked to building maintenance today, and kind of the baseline that he uses is once we see that it is scheduled to be below 32 degrees for a full 24-hour period, we will push winterizing then. So, but that is kind of what we're looking for, is that November through April, everyone knows that the bathrooms will be winterized and the sprinkler systems. We are having ongoing assessment meetings at the water treatment plant. We are gathering cleanup and surplus list for vehicles and equipment down at Public Works. I should start having those lists on agendas starting at the next meeting, and I'm super excited about that. AMI project, we're still in data cleanup phase, and with implementing these new work order systems, we are able to now create master databases for things such as mowing, creeks, drainage, things like that. We can start a 6-month checkup list, an annual checkup list, because, things that you don't do on a regular basis, sometimes it's easy for those to fall through the cracks. So we are creating these lists so that we make sure that doesn't happen anymore. Utility line maintenance repaired a significant leak at Reno and Heisel. All the old and existing brush at John Smith has been burned. We are now just working on cleaning that up. And we did have a contractor come out and paint crosswalks and stop blocks at 19 school intersections. I know that that's super important to everyone, so I'm really grateful for Steve Dimick for getting that lined out. A couple other things that are not on my report. The street scheduling system has already proven to be successful and beneficial. It has helped us prevent waste, allowing us to be more organized and much more intentional about our scheduling. If you all have not driven past the ballpark on 15th Street across from the community center, the street department has done a phenomenal job of getting that cleaned up, and I am so proud of them. Yes. We had the street sweeper distributor out to offer a full day of training and troubleshooting to our employees. It was very helpful, not only for the employees who drive and operate it, but it was also beneficial to have our fleet division be a part of that, so that when things go wrong, they can kind of get a better understanding of how the truck is built and what parts go into it, so that they can better know how to fix it. So we really appreciate that. I know a hot topic right now is the well at 27th and Lariat, so I will hit on that. That well is being flushed right now because we had to replace the pump and motor on that well. That was done on September 11th and 12th. Anytime that you disturb the well, you are flushing up sediment. So Jay, our supervisor at the water treatment plant, started flushing that Saturday. We turned in our first test to DEQ today, and we're planning to submit our second test tomorrow. In order to release that back into the distribution system, we have to have 2 clean results from DEQ, because they have to test it for back T. So 2 clean back T samples, and we'll be able to put that back in. So best case scenario, the well will stop flushing tomorrow. Worst case scenario, it will be by the end of the week.
It's good information to know, so I can pass it on to the people that have been blowing up my phone.
Yes. So that's completely normal. We did it not too long ago at well 23, I believe, but I think that went into a creek more than into a neighborhood, so it probably wasn't as visible as 27th and Lariat.
I've seen it flush before, but I've never seen it flush for that long of a period.
Yeah. This was done in September, but it was on Facebook, so I will hit on this. We had Fire Hydrant Services and Repair come out and repair 4 hydrants. Chris DeRoy actually requested this back in June, but parts had been on back order, so this did not take place until the first week of September. We had 4 repaired at 2221 Candy, 3400 East Reno, 4700 Elmview, and 900 Vicky. Those were a 1962 model, 1993 model, 1961, and 1959. So needless to say, those hydrants were in desperate need of repair. The beauty of bringing a company in to do something like this is that when the repairs are done, the hydrant is also serviced and rebuilt up to current specs, so that also takes place. So we still have 2 left. Those parts are still on back order. We're hoping to have those done by the end of the month. We did post on Facebook that there are intermittent water outages whenever they replace these hydrants. I assure the public they don't want to be out there any longer than they have to, so we do everything that we can to get water turned back on, but these hydrants are in desperate need of repair, so this is just something that has to be done. I think that's all I have.
So are all the water wells back in service?
Except for well 4.
And what's the status of the tie-in with the lake? Do we know? Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brittany.
I appreciate all your hard work up there, and I know that these specs, even, this is going to be great for us as we communicate with our constituents. The more that they ask questions as to why haven't they been there, why aren't they doing this, I can see that you guys are definitely working, and you've got the times in here too, so it shows that there's no lull in your day. You're not just hanging out and doing whatever. This is definitely clear, and I really do appreciate it. One quick question. Are these just going to be what gets added to your calendar? Is it only going to be the things that we submit or that constituents submit? It's also part of your routine going around and looking?
For sources, we have city administration, we have frontline entries or citizen request, routine, emergency deployments. They can come from anywhere, absolutely.
So you're pretty much touching every spot and making sure
Absolutely.
you're getting all that information. That's awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely. And one thing I want to make clear, because I don't want to get so wrapped up in this work order system and like, oh my gosh, like the street department is finally working. We have some of the best employees in the street department, and they have been there since before this ticketing system went into place. They're not working any harder. I'm just now able to say, look how great they are, because a lot of the things that they do are not front and center. Some of it is, the stuff that you have to be looking for to see. So I appreciate the street department. I appreciate everyone at Public Works. I mean, all the crews work just as hard, but I just want to make it very clear in case anyone from streets, they're not working any harder. They're just finally getting recognition for the things that they've been doing all along. So, thank you, guys.
Thank you, Brittany.
So, speaking on behalf of how great the streets department is, I got a wonderful call last week from someone whose cable was out and asked if the streets department could fix it. And I said, that's not quite what they do, but they are pretty awesome. So that was great.
Thank you for not texting me about that.
That's everything on the city manager's report, ma'am.
Thank you. Item 5, minutes. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve minutes of the regular meeting of DCMSA of September 3rd, 2024.
Make a motion to approve the minutes as written.
Second.
No discussion? Take a vote. Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Councilwoman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes. Item 6, resolution, amend commercial rates, capital outlay. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve with modifications, or deny resolution number 09162024, amending section 4, who must use city services and charges to be collected of subpart 2, resolution number 020684G, of resolutions of Municipal Service Authority by repealing and replacing commercial rates, providing for repeal of conflicting resolutions and providing severability, and authorize chair to endorse same.
I make a motion that we approve resolution number 0916-2024 and authorize chair to endorse the same.
Second?
Take a vote.
So with this one, is the intention to go back to 2010 or to make sure that all the bills that have been increasing steadily with that? Or I knew that there was a problem with trying to figure out who the commercial was or not. And
This is just the flat $1.50 capital outlay fee that's on the bill. We had a commercial customer contact us with some confusion about where the $1.50 charge was coming from, so when we pulled ordinance, it didn't seem to be as clear as it should be, so we wanted to make sure and clear up the wording that there is a $1.50 charge for capital outlay on commercial accounts as well as residential.
so since 2010, has the amounts been going up? If you have a 4 cubic yard,
That is a different rate, but yes, it has. Yes.
it has been
Those
going up.
rates have been
Okay.
adjusted. Yes. Anything else?
Aye. Tatum. Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Motion passes.
A quick pause on this one. Joe, for these next two, since we approved them on the others, is this split in half cost-wise between the MSA and the city? Okay.
Okay, item 7, Tyler Technologies, Code 10 migration. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve modifications or deny the purchase of computer software, Tyler Technologies Code 10 migration. One-time fee, $70,000, $70,800. Total expense, $70,800.
I'll make a motion to approve as written.
Is the city manager going to be signing this one?
Second, yes, sir.
How about the first one?
Anybody can sign it. It doesn't have to be a city manager.
Okay, so it doesn't matter.
Want to add him to your motion?
Okay, I'll make sure to put it in the second one.
Authorize city manager.
Okay, I'm looking
Okay, I
for second
will.
motion.
I will amend my motion to authorize city manager to sign.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. Take a vote. Councilman Taylor?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Councilwoman Brown? Aye. Chair votes aye. I should be calling y'all trustees. That just hit me. It was like, what? Okay. Item 8. See, y'all didn't catch me. Y'all were supposed to tell me when I did something wrong. Item 8, contract Tyler Technologies LLC, software as a service agreement. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve with modifications or deny the software as a service agreement between Tyler Technologies, Inc. and the City of Dell City and increase cost. Authorize city manager.
Make a motion that we approve software as a service agreement between Tyler Technologies and City of Dell City. Authorize city manager to endorse same.
Second?
Take a vote. Trustee Dean?
Aye.
Trustee Tatum?
Aye.
Trustee Brown? Aye. Chair votes aye. Motion passes. Is there any other trust input at this time?
Make a motion to adjourn to the Dell City City Council meeting.
Second.
Take a vote. Trustee Dean?
Aye.
Trustee Brown? Aye. Trustee Tatum?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. We were back now at City Council. Item 19, executive session. Discussion, consideration, possible action, if any, to approve recessing to executive session pursuant to the Open Meeting Act, Oklahoma Statutes Title 25, Section 301 at SEC for the purpose of a discussion concerning the employment, hiring, appointment, promotion, demotion, disciplining, or resigning of the city attorney pursuant to Oklahoma Statutes Title 25, Section 307 B1. I make a motion that city attorney, do we have just cause to go to executive session? Yes. Thank you. I'm looking for a motion, please.
I make a motion that we recess into executive session.
Second?
Take a vote. Councilwoman Brown? Aye. Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. We are now going to executive session. right, we are back from executive session. Item 20, action from executive session. Discussion, consideration, possible action deemed appropriate, if any, arising from discussions held in executive sessions.
Before we do that, we need a vote to come out of executive session. I apologize.
We do?
Mm-hmm. We should be.
We need to vote coming in.
Yes, we should vote in the executive session, we should vote out of executive session.
Oh, okay.
I make a motion that we return back from executive session.
Second?
Okay, take a vote. Councilwoman Brown? Aye. Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes. All right, item 20, action from executive session. Discussion, consideration, possible action deemed appropriate, if any, arising from discussions held in executive session concerning matters pertaining to the employment, hiring, appointment, promotion, demotion, disciplining, or resignation of the city attorney. Authorize mayor to endorse same.
I make a motion to proceed as discussed, authorize mayor to endorse same.
Second.
Take a vote. Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Councilwoman Brown? Aye. Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes. Any other council input?
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second?
You've been so good letting them do all of that.
I know.
I'm like, it's all quiet over there. You miss Pam D. closer?
Take a vote. Councilwoman Brown? Aye. Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. We are now adjourned.